Jaden Saunders got in the way of that. Gianluca Spadafora is on the ball now, charging up the left side. Spadafora moving his way into the middle. This is Aiden Hugo who's won the ball back. Hugo was on the Woodbridge Strikers U23 reserves last year, had a phenomenal game in the League One reserve final against the University of Guelph players who make up that Guelph United side and the local high schoolers. I can't say they're all Guelph Griffins, but a lot of them are. A lot of them local Guelph community members, and the call goes the way of Benitez Hernandez, but Aiden Hugo with with Woodbridge last season in that final was put together one of the best performances I think I've ever seen by an individual. This is Javier George. Back for Ihama. Hugo tried to play it back and put it right into Ihama's face. Looks like Saunders. No, it's not Saunders. Freddo's down on the ground right now. And this is not who they want to see go down because he is going to be absolutely vital to this team moving forward, especially with the absence of Brandon Duarte. Javier George to collect. Javier George, one of those players who got a lot of minutes last season, and I was surprised to see him not starting when these guys took on TFC in the Canadian Championship. A couple other, in my mind, questionable decisions, but I'm not there at training every day like the coaching staff, but consistency certainly something I would imagine you'd want to keep. I talked a little bit with club president and CEO Peter Racco before the game, and he was telling me how it's kind of a Gianluca Spadafora with the tackle there, and they're going to say that Karagiankos was offside. But yeah, I was talking to President and CEO Peter Racco, and if you look at the teams that have played in the Canadian Championship, bar the Blue Devils because they played AS Blainville, but the teams that have played against either MLS sides or against Canadian Premier League sides. Karagiankos with a yellow card. You heard it there, folks. So that yellow card in the 18th minute of play. But yeah, Rocco was saying that traditionally those teams that have played the clubs from the leagues above them have struggled mightily following their exits from the Canadian Premier League. There's so much pressure on those young men. Interviews with national media outlets and so much expectation placed upon them. But things change. I brought up the fact that TSS Rovers didn't suffer that same fate last year, and they've gone through and I believe they've already won the league in BC already and will be once again the entrance for League One BC into the Canadian Championship. Booming kick there from Tajay Reed. Hugo's going to give it back to Karagiankos. Prieto picks it off. Cleared by Patrick Periel. Patrick Periel plays at the University of Guelph while he's studying away. Came up through the Blue Devils Academy. I was talking about how once he got into the lineup, it made it so that Adam Tchaikovsky was able to push forward and play this striker role that the Blue Devils have him in. De Silva asking for a little bit of help. Oliva Portal, who's such a talent on the left side, pushing the ball up for Jean-Claude Lawson, a shot in by Benitez Hernandez. James Lima chests the ball down. Lima goes to ground, put back out onto the wing by Mika Joseph. Jean-Claude Lawson fakes the shot as Lima flies by him. Benitez Hernandez playing it back, and it's picked off. And the Blue Devils get it up to Cherkovsky. He's going to have to battle with De Silva. Cherkovsky getting it off the shins of De Silva, and that's going to be a Blue Devils throw. Great work by the captain. This is James Lima. His brother Justin's on the bench right now. Twins. Cherkovsky's going to get the call after there's contact in the middle of the field. Nomad Santos in the lineup for the Blue Devils today as they're here in Barrie. He's dealing with some family matters by the sounds of it. Marcus Riviere also out of the lineup for the Blue Devils, usually a starter in the midfield.
Let's make some noise. Let's go, Rovers!
Shot in on goal, and that will not be trouble for Remy Olatani. So he handles that one with great ease.
If you're allowed to, why not, man? Make use of it. The guy's like, as he's about to take the free throw or free kick.
Corner kick coming here for Simcoe County Rovers in the 23rd minute of play. All whipped in, going back post. Blue Devils are able to clear their lines, and it's Prieto getting ahead to it. Oliva Portal charging up the pitch. He's going to get it back on the quick 1-2. He's got it at the top of the box. Shot deflected. Bouncing around, Jean-Claude Lawson with it now. Still bouncing around. Spadafora got to it. Benitez Hernandez tried to shoot, and Simcoe County Rovers back on the board with a second goal. It's Paul Karagiankos making it 2-0 for Simcoe County Rovers. And he runs over to celebrate with the fans. Blue Devils in disbelief right now. Can't believe that they're down 2-0 here in the 23rd minute of play. We're going to go for a water break. We'll be back in about 2 minutes after the coaches have a quick word with their players. Let's take this opportunity to pay a couple bills here. League One Ontario would like to acknowledge the following league partners: CIBC, the lead partner for Canada Soccer, the Canadian Premier League, and League One Canada; Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel; the Cruyff Institute, educating athletes, sport and business professionals to become leaders in sport management; and Derby Star, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and preferred match ball for League One Ontario. So I had a couple chats with a couple people before the game. Talked to John L. Henry, who is the sporting director here at Simcoe County Rovers. He actually received a red card last time these two teams met at Sheridan College about 3-4 weeks ago. He said that he had went to approach the referee after the game to shake his hand and ask him a couple questions, and that was a bridge too far, and he received a red card. But in talking about his association here with Barrie, what they've got going on, he said he's in a place that's growing and rising. The ownership group wants to grow the game. Everyone has played the way we know, and that they know this could be something that's going to be great. They want to grow the grassroots here. We're going to have a substitution here for the Blue Devils. It looks like Coach Duncan Wild has seen something. Anthony Wright's going to come out of the match for Jacob Ball, number 13. He's going to be replacing 23, Anthony Wright. Anthony Wright looked to be getting a little bit of medical attention before the match. So I have to wonder if that's why he's come out here. His team down 2-0. Ball will try and make an immediate impact for his side. Cleared by Tajay Reed. Spadafora getting it back into Simcoe County Rovers territory. Javier George got to that, put it up the pitch. Ball in through to Karagiankos. Karagiankos with a shot, rounds it off the bar. Micah Joseph back to Oliva Portal. Jaden Saunders will watch that one go out of bounds for the Blue Devils. Portal with the throw in for Jean-Claude Lawson. It was headed in and cleared away by the Blue Devils. Moshamki going to ground, and he's clutching his left wrist as he fell hard. Shot in towards goal, and Mizlowski's going to watch that one go over his goal. And it looks like Moshamki's down on the pitch now, clutching his wrist now too. Things going from bad to worse here for Duncan Wild and his Blue Devils side.
Don't forget, Rovers fans, after the game, be sure to head over to the official clubhouse. The Canadian Brew House. Grab yourself some food and a pint.
So, difficult situation for the Blue Devils here, as Schomke's gone to ground. Said his team had a bad start to this season this year. This is going to be their worst finish since 2016. Traditionally, a club that are in playoff spots, if not battling for a final championship, but they had a bad start. They're catching up ever since. They've given up some easy goals. They've had an inconsistent lineup at the back of the pitch. But apart from their match against Skrisapi, they've really been in every game. So it looks like Schomke's going to, or sorry, El Shakman, rather that. And looks like El Shakman's back in the game.
Exploded. Just not here. Very back.
All out for Spadafora, and he can't keep that one in.
Are taking over a country. Yeah. The forces have
Sorry, we're doing our best here. We've not got our usual capabilities here helping us out as the app continues to remain down.
By the time he gets here, it's gonna be like melted. It's gonna be a huge.
Sam Gooley receiving the ball. He's been a fantastic surprise for the Blue Devils this season. There weren't very high expectations on him to start the year, but he has been impossible to take out of the starting lineup. Jacob Ball pushing forward. Looks like Ball came in for Wright, and Tchaikovsky moved back into Anthony Wright's spot. Ball into the box, and no trouble there for Olatani. So Tchaikovsky moves back to right center back, where he is one of the best to have ever done it here in League One. Benitez Hernandez goes into the air over the back of Saunders. Saunders didn't know anything about it. Cries for a foul on Saunders. Benitez Hernandez still on the ground. Continued cries for a foul on the play by the bench. Saunders stands at least 6 feet tall, if not taller, and Hernandez went over his back into the air. Saunders coming over to see how he's doing. He knew nothing about that as he was waiting for the ball, and Benitez Hernandez went over the top. And he went cleats over tea kettle. He'll get some medical attention here. Benitez Hernandez has not played a ton this season, out dealing with some personal stuff, but he's back now. But they're happy to have him back. I'm confident in saying he might be the most dangerous offensive player here in League One Ontario. And he comes off and he's going to have to be allowed back onto the pitch. Ryan Schwinger saying that there was no call on that because he was the one who was at fault. He left his feet, went over the top of the defender. Cherkovsky showing his defensive prowess, launching a ball for James Lima, but it's De Silva, it's Portal who got to it. Portal with some fancy footwork here on the near sideline. Jean-Claude Lawson launching another attack for Karagiankos. Benitez Hernandez in alone on goal, and he's got the third goal of the game. There he is in his first game back, getting on the board. It's Orlandis Benitez Hernandez making it 3-0 for Simcoe County Rovers here in the 36th minute of play. And the Blue Devils have no answers right now. They look dejected. The 2-hour drive up here, it's going to be a long 2-hour drive home for them if they can't get it together. There's 10 minutes left in the half, and they have no answers at all for this Simcoe County Rovers attack. Crowds fired up here at JC Massey Field. Cherkovsky. Joseph gets it out wide. Karagiankos on the ball. Karagiankos with a full head of steam, and Periel stands him up. Daniel Prieto with Aiden Hugo on his back. Blue Devils get it into play quickly. Looking to counter. Prieto on the far sideline gets the ball up for Ball. Ball's going to chase all the way over to the near side of the pitch. Portal gets into space, plays the ball through for Benitez Hernandez. He gets a foot onto it, but it's Periel standing him up again, and Gianluca Spadafora is going to collect the ball, or Sam Gooley, rather, that's going to collect the ball and go back into his own end. De Silva meets that, heads it on to Javier George. Karagiankos cutting inside, and Periel will play that back to Mizlowski. Tajay Reed turning the Blue Devils back the other way once more. They're going to go all the way back to their keeper to reset. Mizlowski getting it out to Mosen. A little confusion on the far side as Simcoe were convinced it was their throw. Spadafora through to Mo Shamki, or Mohammed El Shakman. You'll have to forgive me. There is a Shamki and an El Shakman, and I'm so used to calling Shamki's name here in place of Shakman. Ball up over the top for Ball. He gets to it first, puts it into the middle, and it's right into the arms of Olatani.
those guys aren't here, or are they here? For some reason, I've done a lot.
3-0 here in the 40th minute of play. Simcoe County Rovers. Looks like a yellow card here to Sam Gooley. I think so.
Sam Cooley.
You heard it there, folks. Sam Gooley in the 41st minute of play. The yellow card. Benitez Hernandez down on the ground again. Looks like he's struggling with his right shoulder now. It's been a tough one for him in his first game back. Being given no quarter here by Blue Devils FC. So I talked to a bunch of people, and I was telling you about my conversation with Peter Racco. And he was talking about that coaching change that happened halfway through the season after they went into the Canadian Championship with a different coaching staff than they had at the end of the season when they won the league. And he said, you've always got to do what's right for the program. We made the best decision for what we thought was best for the club. And in football, you need to be decisive. Ball cleared there by Monty Mosen. Ball headed back to Olatani. Olatani's going to... Ooh! Almost lost the ball to Jacob Ball. Looks like we're going to have 4 minutes of additional time added on to this first half as De Silva receives the ball in his own end. Gets it across to Tajay Reed. Portal up to Jean-Claude Lawson. Through the middle, and Spadafora gets it up to Jacob Ball. Ball's first touch lets him down, and De Silva comes in with the sliding challenge. Ball pushed up to Jean-Claude Lawson, and he's fed Orlandis Benitez Hernandez. He's off to the races, into the edge of the box, and charging in is Patrick Perriel, and he clips his heels. And it's going to be a penalty kick here for Simcoe County Rovers in the 43rd minute of play. Patrick Perriel giving up the penalty. Uncharacteristically poor challenge from the young Guelph Griffin. Gets a yellow card for his efforts here in the 44th minute. He's having a word here with Brad Dubrow. Orlandis Benitez Hernandez stepping up. Or it looks like Aiden Hugo is going to take this. Benitez Hernandez is back having a chat with Monty Mosen. Taylor Mislowski bouncing around back and forth on his line. Aiden Hugo taking a slow walk up, and he puts it to the right of Mislowski. To the shooter's left. And it's 4-0. They're running away with it here, folks. Simcoe County Rovers with their 4th on the day. Blue Devils with no answers right now. Looks like the champions are finding their form here late in the season. Probably too little too late for them if they are looking to finish top of the table, but they can at least have bragging rights here over the Blue Devils when this is all said and done. And they'll climb a little bit further up the table. And we've got the official 4-minute announcement here. Tchaikovsky playing a ball through to James Lima. De Silva into his back. Jaden Saunders will watch that ball go past him and out for a Simcoe County Rovers throw. It's going to be a long drive home for the Blue Devils in this late July heat. Long throw from Portal, headed in through by Karagiankos, and Kozlowski will come out of his goal to scoop that up off the carpet. Looking for someone to give it to, and he puts it back down and ships the ball up over half. James Lima is there, and into his back is Tajay Reed winning the header. Mika Joseph getting it to Portal. We'll leave a Portal. This is Javier George getting involved. Mohamed Al Shakman losing the ball, and Kozlowski will come out of his goal to collect. Blue Devils spending a lot of time standing around not doing nothing here. Al Shakman went to ground after getting sandwiched. Javier George slipping a pass through, but it's picked off by Prieto. Mosins found Mohamed Al Shakman, and Al Shakman goes to ground again. Jaden Saunders on the ball. Back to Tchaikovsky. Saunders on a quick 1-2. Lima gets on the end of it. Saunders playing it through to Lima. Lima's got it now, working his way towards the top of the box. It's going to be swung in by Jacob Ball. That ball pops up into the air, and it's going to give Olatani something to think about on that goal line.
In Italy? Poker is called poker? Well, super could be super good. Mario was super. He's done. It's a me, Mario. Okay.
Benitez Hernandez on the ball again, getting it into Karagiankos in the middle. The man they call Kara playing it back to Javier George. He's pushed it up. This is Aiden Hugo. Hugo with the ball on the wing again. Slips past Prieto. Prieto getting in on the challenge, and he wins the ball for the Blue Devils. This is James Lima now outside of the boot. And it's going to go all the way back. Luki Hama won the ball back for Simcoe County Rovers. Spadafora rises to meet that, heads it back to Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky out onto the wing for Jaden Saunders. Saunders plays it back for Spadafora, who chips it up over the defender, but Saunders was still on his back. Karagiankos' ball is blocked by Sam Gooley. Aiden Hugo offside on the opposite sideline. Halftime, friends. 4-0 your score going into the break. Simcoe County Rovers well up on top of Blue Devils FC. We'll be back in 15 minutes with your second half of action from Barrie. It's your League One Ontario Game of the Week. Lays off Prieto. Prieto with a shot from range, and he's going to whistle that just wide of the goal.
Rovers fans, after the match, be sure to head over to the official clubhouse, the Canadian Brew House. Come meet the team, have some food, and grab a pint.
Remiola Tani to get us started back up here with the goal kick. Score remains 4-0 for the home side, Simcoe County Rovers. Elijah Holly pops that ball into the air, brings it down, lays it off for Alan Bliguet. He's going to get the call, though, as he was thrown to ground by James Lima. Here, George getting out to Elijah Holly. He gets around Patrick Perriel once again. Perriel in on the challenge, and that ball is going to be deflected out off of James Lima for a Simcoe County Rovers throw deep in enemy territory. As the sun started to go down and it started to cool off, the Simcoe County Rovers starting to cool off a little bit in the offensive end. They had 4 in the first half. They can sit back and relax now. Well out in front of the opposition. This is Alan Bliguet. Played for the U17 national team. Goes end over end there. James Lima winning the ball. McGruther laying it off for Spadafora. Jacob Ball's going to run onto this. He's got it as he moves down towards the touchline. Ball turns around. He's got Spadafora giving support. Tries to get it to Spadafora, and it's Karagiankos putting that ball out for a corner kick here in the 70th minute of play. It'll be Prieto to take. Puts it in quickly for Spadafora. Spadafora launches the ball back post. Nobody there in navy blue to get on to the end of it, and it's out for a goal kick. We're going to go for a water break here, friends. We'll take this opportunity to pay a few bills.
Water or no? Yeah, water break.
Send a big thank you to Macron. Their motto is work hard, play harder. Vibrant Performance, Canada's most trusted brand for automotive race parts and accessories. The Canadian Premier League, where Canadian soccer takes flight. One Soccer is the home of soccer in Canada. Join the movement and watch every CPL and Canadian national team match from any device. And Ontario Soccer, encouraging us all to play, inspire, and unite. Words of wisdom from both coaching staffs for their players. Things a little more somber on the Blue Devils end, as they have no answers right now for being down 4-0.
Let's make some noise after that water break. Come on, let's hear you. 19 minutes left. Let's go.
You heard it there, folks. 19 minutes left in this match before we get to our additional time to be added on. Olatani getting it up to Holly. Perriel went to meet the ball, fell flat on his back. Ball through to St. Louis. This is out wide for Karagiankos. I'm loving the fit here from Karagiankos. I'm a big shirt tuck guy myself. Looking very professional. Appeals for a handball. Ariel with Holly over his back. Holly's going to get whistled down for the foul. Maslowski getting the ball in, and it's Beecher who headed it out of the Simcoe County Rovers end. Karagiankos in his shirt tuck in onto the edge of the box. Karagiankos putting it into the middle. No one able to get onto it, and White. Maslowski out of his goal, and he blocks that shot, and it goes out for a corner kick here in the 74th minute. So,
Okay. So Rovers. Yeah. No way. Yeah. Take it in.
this is Ajahali standing over the ball. Right-footed out swinger going to the middle of the box, and it's Tchaikovsky getting ahead to it. Ball back out wide to Holly. Holly laying it off for Milton Joseph. Ball out wide, CJ Smith. Can't make anything happen on the outside, but he gets the corner kick.
Come on, guys, let's make some noise. Yeah, let's get this ball in the net. Shoot it in.
Ball into the box for Maslowski. He'll whip it out onto the wing for Prieto to run onto. Daniel Prieto stops, cuts back. Tries to switch play for Jacob Ball, but it's Portal winning the ball in the middle of the pitch. No, it was Justin Lima who got it, and he got the foul on Portal as well. Gianluca Spadafora putting a ball into the box, and it's Olatani out of his goal. Rolling it out quickly here. Play switched. Ajahali. Holly gets it to CJ Smith. Smith trying to work his way through the box, and alone on goal, and Taylor Maslowski with a fabulous save and a second to follow it up, turning away Nathaniel St. Louis. What a fantastic stand there from the Blue Devils goalkeeper. Two fantastic saves back to back for Taylor Maslowski. The Blue Devils look to have shored things up a bit here in the second half, despite those 2 point-blank shots Maslowski just faced. They seem to have stemmed the bleeding, but it's probably far too little too late here in the 77th minute of play. They're going to need to start scoring. Holly back out onto the wing for Milton Joseph. Joseph putting another ball in far post. Maslowski gets a hand to it, pushes it wide of his goal, and it's going to be a corner kick on the other side. Pressure beginning to mount against the Blue Devils. Simcoe County Rovers looking for more here. 78th minute of play, still 4-0. Aja Holly is going to take this corner kick again. bringing a little bit of pace into the game. Himself, I'm being told, the former Simcoe County Rover. Cherkovsky heading it up. Spadafora nodding it on again. Portal pops it up into the air. Holly's going to bring it down. Holly laying it off for Blaguet. Turned over. Lima with it now. Lima, couple step overs outside of the boot. That pass is picked off by Javier George. Lima goes to ground after Holly got a foot in on him. Blaguet, so patient on the ball. Gets it back for Andre Beecher. Sporting director Daniil Henry trying to encourage his team to calm down here. They're kind of all over the place all of a sudden. CJ Smith cutting into the middle. Turns it over. This is Feargod Uzamba. Out for James Lima. Lima's pass will be picked off there by Beecher. Andre Beecher gets it out to Holly. Holly puts a ball into the middle. Justin Lima breaking up that attack. Spadafora getting it out onto the wing. Ball cleared by Blaguet. Patrick Periel to put the ball back into play. He's found James Lima. He puts it into the middle. Prieto's onto it. Prieto feeling the pressure from Javier George. Goes to ground. George gets it out wide to Holly. And it's Justin Lima. Periel's on the ball now. Over the top for McGruther to run onto. Matt McGruther's going to collect this at the touchline. McGruther trying to get around Andre Beecher. That ball is going to go out off of Elijah Holly. It's going to be a corner kick here for the Blue Devils. 82nd minute of play. Scores 4-0. Simcoe County Rovers in total control of this match and have been for about 70 minutes. Prieto with a right-footed in-swinger into the middle of the box, headed away by Blaguet. Out to Spadafora. Spadafora is going to go back to his keeper who's pushed up the pitch. Mizlowski chipping one up into the air. McGruther is going to run onto this. Olatani out of his goal to collect that ball, and he'll fall to ground and slow things right down, killing the clock, killing the energy, and seeing this game out in a professional manner. Oliva Portal into the middle. St. Louis gives it right back to him again. Oliva Portal switches play. This is Ija Holly. Holly with space in front of him on the right side. Overlapping run coming here, but he decides to put it into the middle and shot in on goal by Milton Joseph. And then another save from Taylor Mizlowski as he's having a fantastic performance. Don't believe the scoreline if you're asking about the performance of the Blue Devils goalkeeper. He's been absolutely fantastic, especially here in the second half. Not a lot he could have done on the 4 goals that have gone past him, but certainly in the second half, he's made a good account for himself. This is Ija Holly. Holly's right-footed ball is going to go out the back end of the box. CJ Smith chests it down, puts a shot in towards goal, and that's going to go off Mizlowski's palms and out over the touchline for a corner kick on the opposite end. Instructions being barked out to his squad by head coach Zach Wilson. Wilson at the helm here these last several games since the coaching changes were made, and with those changes have come good fortunes for this Simcoe County Rovers side. They've been getting goals. They've been putting up wins. Alan Blagay wondering how he did not get the call. Blagay taking a walk over to the sideline to put this ball back into play, getting warnings from both the referee and the fourth official. Blagay throws it in. Fear God Uzamba got to it first. Javier George getting a hand into the back of Spadafora as they both went to the ball. McGruther with the through pass on the Trivella. James Lima on it at the edge of the box. Lima, a bit of fancy footwork, dancing at the side of the 18. Prieto with a shot in towards goal, and he'll whistle that one just wide of the post, going to ground. Looking for the call here. About 5.5 minutes left in this one, friends. I don't gamble, but if I had an account with Simcoe County Rovers sponsors Bet99, I might place a little bit of cash right now, late in the game, that the Simcoe County Rovers will win this one. Now, I doubt the return on that bet would be worth anything, but I could say I won my bet, right? Bragging rights, or something like that. CJ Smith chests the ball down. Oliva Portal over the ball. Gets it back from CJ Smith. Turned over. Sammer Hamady loses the ball on the far side for the Blue Devils. Javier George trying to make something happen. He's got it back again. Turns it over to Justin Lehman. He'll ship a ball out over half. Gianluca Spadafora runs onto it for the Blue Devils. Gets it to the other brother, James. They're twins, believe it or not. I mean the Limas, not Spadafora and James Lima, but... Oh, and it's Karagiankos through the middle, one-on-one with Mizlaki. He rounds the keeper, and he puts it away to make it 5-0 for Simcoe County Rovers. And that's got to be the final nail in the coffin in this match. There is absolutely no chance whatsoever the Blue Devils are coming back after this.
Rovers goal! Rovers goal! Rovers goal! Simcoe Giannakos! 87th minute.
You heard it there, friends. 87th minute of play. Paul Karagiankos putting the final nail in the coffin. And it looks like the reigning champions are turning things around here, finding their form late in the season, just in time for their big cup semifinal they've got against this very same Blue Devils FC squad. A little wide for Sammer Hamady. He's going to play in Spadafora. Spadafora back out to Hamady. Hamady into the middle of the box. McGruther went for the bicycle. Lima will bring it down. James Lima into the box. Javier George is there. Nathaniel St. Louis going to spring CJ Smith. CJ Smith is one-on-one with Adam Cherkovsky, and Cherkovsky will block his entry pass. Justin Lima tries to bring the ball down, and it'll be Fear God Uzamba getting it to Cherkovsky. Cherkovsky onto the foot of Sammer Hamady. Turnover in a very dangerous position. CJ Smith with it at the touchline, plays it across the face of goal, and Periel tried to clear it out behind the goal, and it went off of Mizlowski, and looks like Fear God Uzamba is going to get a yellow card here in the 89th minute.
card's been issued to Blue Devils player number 16, Firigado Zumba.
CJ Smith calling that he needs someone to throw the ball to. No one really within range for him to get the ball to the feet of. Milton Joseph playing the ball back to Javier George. Javier George now as Samir Hamady closes him down. Ball out wide for CJ Smith. Smith turns. Hamady's on Smith. Hamady clips Smith's heels and he'll go to ground, winning the call. We're in the 90th minute of play here, friends. We're going to have 2 minutes of additional time as a bare minimum added on to this blowout here at JC Massey Field.
No. Exact same decision. That's not the decision he's made. Fine. No, Glenn, there's no contact. You're right.
Goalkeeper coach Glenn McNamara audibly upset with the officiating crew over what he deems to be a lack of a call on that last play. Firigado Zumba getting it out to Lima, and Nathaniel St. Louis trips him, and he's going to get a yellow card here in the 90th minute.
Yellow card has been issued to Simcoe County player number 14, Nathaniel St. Louis.
Daniel Prieto to put the ball back into play. Puts it into the box. McGruther is going to go up to meet it. Perio with the overhead kick. And it's going to be killed here. Mulatani falling onto the ball, killing as much time as he can off the clock. We've got about 50 seconds left here if our referee, Brad DeBro, sticks to his word on the 2 minutes. Lima brings the ball down. Blagay puts it out. Prieto nodding a ball on for McGruther. McGruther collects it in the corner. McGruther with the step over, leaves it for Lima. Lima putting a ball into the box, and De Silva gets a foot to it and clears it as far as Patrick Periel. Patrick Periel through the middle. McGruther with it still. He's found Prieto. Prieto's on, or Jacob Ball rather, that was one-on-one with the keeper. And that's it. That's your final whistle, folks. 5-0 your final score here at JC Massey Field in Barrie. It's your home side. Simcoe County Rovers 5, Blue Devils FC 0 for everybody here at League One Ontario. Dimitri from MSA. My name is Pierce Lang. It's been an absolute delight bringing you this match, and we'll see you next time on your League One Ontario Game of the Week.